Hey guys, welcome to today's video. Today we've got Ganbare. I probably am pronouncing it very wrong. Part 3. I didn't find part 1 on Super NES. Just 2 that we played last Super NES video, and then 3 is this one. So we're gonna see how this changes up compared to the second one. We already know how much it drastically changed from the second one, or from the Game Boy versions of it. So this already looks like something completely different. I apologize if anybody didn't want to read that. Okay, this looks more like the Game Boy game over the last one that we played on Super NES. It feels more... Alright, so again, we're back to the same thing where it's 2 buttons. It's not even 3 buttons anymore. The B and X buttons aren't doing it, or the A and X buttons aren't doing anything. Alright, let's get into the actual gameplay. I would like to do... I really wish we could read this. Would be nice. We're gonna do whatever. It doesn't matter. Alright, let's just try to... Do we have a map? No. Okay, so we can transform into... into the other guy. That's kind of interesting. I never did check into any of these things. I guess we can't get in the water on the last one. I like he hula hoops. That's his attack, is he hula hoops. Alright, I want to get into the actual game. I don't want to... We can't read anything. We don't know what's going on in town. So I would like to bypass town and move into actual getting to the crux, or not the crux, but the meat and potatoes of the game, rather than just chit-chatting with people. But there's no map, so it's like... At least on the Game Boy one, there was a map still. This one, not so much, and we're just more town. Alright, we're gonna... Alright, so dudes in costumes... We gotta take out. Alright, so we can't do the water. So the guys respawn constantly. Alright. We can't do anything as far as getting through this bamboo forest. So maybe there's something later on that lets us get in the water. So let's try to find another route, I guess. Like, I think we might be at, in a bit of a pickle, not being able to read anything to know if there's a specific path that we have to go to or not. But we're going to explore a little bit. We're going to see if we can't figure anything out. Because I don't know if there's something that it tells us that we need to buy to be able to get in the water. And without being able to read, that's, there's too many shops and places around here. So we might be in one of those games where even though we want to, we can't do a lot because of the language barrier. Which would be disappointing because honestly, this looks like it could be at least interesting and a little fun. I mean, with the constant enemy respawning and some of this stuff, I mean, it's not going to be... Like, even though it's Zelda-esque, it's definitely not going to be a Zelda, you know? But it could be a silly, fun little game. Okay, so we did find the path we want to go. Do they share a health? I think so. You know what? I think, honestly, with them being multiple enemies, I think the ability to mass attack is probably better than a single attack. His attack is actually just better for a lot of stuff. Okay, that's where we started. But all in all, so far, I mean, I know it's just a start, but so far it's the one thing that this game really has a problem with is just variety and, you know, changing things up. This is very like every other one that we've played of this game. They don't seem to put much effort into a lot of like enemies, level design, or anything else. It's all kind of the same. Okay, so yeah, I think we're kind of stuck behind the language barrier on this one, guys. I'm sorry. I'm trying to make it work, but without being able to read, I can't figure out how to get through the water or get past those guys. So, I mean, maybe... Wrong button. Maybe we bring her back to town, I guess? The way he prances, I mean, the game's silly and lighthearted, but it doesn't take itself too serious, and I think that's the point of it. I think these characters are more of a... Is she gonna jump down here with us? Oh, we jumped right onto him, dude. See, we have that thing in the bottom right corner, but I can't see how to do anything with it. And we still... Can we do water anymore yet? No, whatever that is. So maybe we'll try to find an item that has that in the description. So if we can find those characters, maybe we can... Nope, that's not it. We'll give it a minute to see if we can find that. But I'm not going to spend a lot. I mean, we might, like I said, we might just be at an impasse on what we can and can't do. Okay, we did go into there. Okay, we did do that. See, there's nothing here. Like, it feels like they put more energy and effort into the town than they did for the rest of that whole, like, area. That's not it. Oh, hey, look at that. I think we might... That looks like that's a life preserver, right? Am I blind on that one? I feel like that's what that is, and we're gonna go with it. So we're gonna test this, and we're gonna go to the water area that we couldn't do before and see if that'll do what we want it to do. Oh yeah, it was that. Yeah, I remember on the Game Boy one, you can hit or jump on the baskets or whatever and wind up getting a lot of power-ups. Okay, so that's exactly what it was. Alright, we did figure that out, so now we can keep going a little bit. But again, we got boring enemies, we've got lackluster level design, lots of just the same thing on repeat. I mean, I feel like we're going to get stuck at a certain point not being able to read. But it is very interesting how between 2 and 3, the game completely changed. We went from a side-scroller to a top-down kind of more action RPG game. But again, the game does not take itself very seriously. Oh, now we're going to go side-scroller? Okay. So they're kind of all over the place on this. I can't get over the dude hula hooping. Like, so we go top down to side scroller. But again, we're like, the same issue that we've been having with this game is the fact that he lays down. Oh, that's awesome. The jumping is not as good as I would like it to be. They're Kamehamehaing. Okay, so yeah, that is going to be what that is. Alright, so they only go in certain directions. It doesn't matter where you hit them at. I don't think we're going to make it to that. Yep, no, we're not going to make it to that. So we need something for that. Oh, Oh, there we go. Now we have a map. I mean, this dude's goofy. He attacks with a hula hoop. He lays down instead of ducking, and he prances around. So if that's the case, does that mean that that's an actual door? I thought it was missing something, but maybe not. Okay, so no, it's just, yeah, it's just another door. Okay, that's where we were. Alright, so this is where we're gonna need to actually... we're at a loss. One thing we can't do is attack down. We can attack up, but not down. Huh. I'm gonna go... okay, yeah, you just die. Alright, you just do fall. Yeah, see, that's where we came out of, right here. Rather than wasting all of our shots to figure out where we're going. Oh, it does go revert. Okay, so we do have to do that. Damn it. The platforming isn't great in this. Like, the jumping seems to be not terrible, but not great. So this might be where I don't know because of that. Yeah, there's nothing we could do there. Can't hit the... whatever that is, I can't hit it. So, yeah, I don't know what else we can do here. I don't know what that says enough to be able to get there. Because that door goes there. And then it goes up to that door that goes there. So we gotta figure out how to get there. But I don't see any way there. I mean, the map is very basic, but it's there, you know? And I didn't see any other way through here. It was just like a place to get some coins or whatever. So I am at a loss here. You can't break the you can't you can't break the blocks. Yeah, I'm at a loss because I can't read what that thing says. Then right at this point I have zero clue as to what to do. I'm kind of sick of that, let me tell you. Because, yeah, there's nothing I can do about that. Can't get anywhere there. I don't know what it said, and now I can't... Not that it matters. It's not like I'm going to be able to magically magically be able to translate it. But yeah, there's nothing I could do here. Without knowing what that says, and if there's a specific thing that we need to do, I mean, I am at a loss, and there's not a goddamn thing we can do about it. I mean, go back this way and see, did I miss something at the beginning? But, I mean, no. I think we might need something else. We need to go back and get it in order to beat this, but I have no idea what. So yeah, without that, I think that's going to be it for this, because yeah, we don't know what we need. And without knowing what we need and ability to get it, we're kind of at a standstill here. So, all in all, very interesting, where this game is definitely a much different entity than the previous one, where we've got even more variance in the game, where we have the top-down action RPG with the side-scroller, but it's more side-scroll platforming, kind of Castlevania-esque. We actually got maps now when we're doing this, and a bunch of other things. So, like, a very eclectic, unique kind of mishmash of game here. I mean, we've seen it before, but it's still good to see that, you know, keeping things with lots of variety and everything, instead of just doing the basic, you know, sky-scroll, whatever. They're also, again, this game doesn't take itself too seriously. It does have a lot of lightheartedness, you know, silly, fun stuff. I mean, this character by himself is just hilarious. But all in all, the game controls well, it does well. I wish we could read it. I would have loved to see it translated. Maybe we have it and we'll get to it. But this game would be great if we can get it translated, because I think it would be fun. And I would be interested to see, especially this one, more so than the second one, you know, what all it has for in store. But unfortunately, with this entire IP that I have seen, the Game Boy games, these two Super NES games, the one thing I must say with Konami, usually Konami's better at it, but this really feels very lackluster when it comes to most of the level design, kind of enemies, and a lot of that. It's very cut and paste. It's very boring, drab, all the same. Everything looks the same. Everything plays the same. You just got the one enemy that's constantly... I mean, I know that that's a trope, and it's on rampant on a lot of games, but I feel like what we've seen of this is way more so than some of the other ones, where even though each level is a little different, it feels cut and pasted, where it's just the same thing in varied degrees of, like, I guess elevation is what we could do on a lot of it, where it's just cut and paste, the exact same level, without any real change up, without any real anything to it. So I think that's its biggest downfall, is the lack of any kind of originality and changing things up as far as levels go. It's very drab, it's very boring, looks quite the same everywhere you go, to the point where you're almost like you're just standing still. But other than that, it's a fun little game. It definitely has a place. You can tell this is a pretty big IP in Japan. The fact that we have multiple games, cross-platforming, all different. None of them just being a remake for this or that. And they all seem to change up what they're doing in every one of the games. So I like seeing they're not staying stagnant where it's just the same thing. They're really going all out and changing everything about the game every time. So I like that aspect. I just wish they do more on the fact that they're on their levels and the enemies, where it's just very boring. At least from what we've seen, it could get better, but I don't really think it does. Because if it was going to do that, I think it was going to do it at the start, not just way later on in the game. But all in all, still fun game, still good, and worth a look at. If you could read Japanese, or if anybody can find a translation, it'd be great. I would love to try this one out a little bit more, being able to actually read and see what we can do, because it seems to be a lot of actual information being given to us, and without being able to read any of it, we are really at a loss for being able to play this game. So with that being said, guys, thanks so much. Till next time, you guys have a good one.